Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
87454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Season finale, season 3 of The Mandalorian. And it's all action. 30 minutes long. Like 32, 33 minutes long.
That's it.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be longer for
that. I don't know. I expected more. But it's a really cool fight, really cool action. And if The Mandalorian ended right here, they'd be like, okay, kind of ends on a nice resting point.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird because I know the rumors have been like, oh, we're going to make a season 4 or make a movie after this. And it kind of ends really nice here.
Yeah, everything gets kind of wrapped up. It's a nice, happy ending. And the only problem is where we end is like, well, where was Mandalore during The Force Awakens? And
that's the main problem.
Something must happen to them.
Right, because we're getting very close because that the Shadow Council is like, we're building up the First Order. We got it going.
But they don't touch on any of that.
No.
But we pick up right where we left off. Them running away from basically the Mandalorian First Order hybrid people.
Yeah.
But it's just nonstop action. What's his face was getting his way out, flying up to the fleet, and there's the thing. Everyone's like, the last episode was called The Spies. Oh, everyone's a spy. The armor is the spy. Yeah, nothing. Everyone who thought the armor was like going to be evil, your lack of faith, I find it disturbing. Because the armor is so ingrained with she would never give up other Mandalorians to push whatever her way was.
Right.
You guys are idiots. You deserve to be a mocked moron. You can go on YouTube. The top 10 reasons why the armor is the spy. Nothing. Not even close. Actually, nobody. No one's the spy.
Which was kind of refreshing to be like, wow, there was no freaking
scumbags. No Mandalorian betrayed anybody.
No.
Everyone was just a badass. Even what's-his-face, the guy who, the wolf. Well, he finally gets back up there, and he's like, everyone, they're coming to kill us. Bo-Katan needs reinforcements. Everyone empty out, get into the drop ships. I'll stay on the capital ship and draw all their fire. I'm like, oh, dude, self-sacrifice.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
That was pretty dope. But we just kind of get a lot of one-on-one fights with Din kind of walking. He gets captured. He kind of breaks away from a couple of them. Then Grogu comes out and like helps him out, uses the Force, grabs a couple dudes. Like, oh, he saved his dad. So then they're like both skulking around. And it's just kind of like sneaky time.
Yeah.
And it's a little fillery to like fill out a half an hour because he has to like beat up a couple guards and then there's the laser walls. He has to bring it down one by one. Beat up a couple because they're all separated.
Yeah.
And then so he's able to take a couple out at a time.
And he doesn't have a weapon, so it makes it more tense. Like he's just gonna go in and shoot them. I think it was a good way to separate the A plot from the B plot.
Yeah.
By having it, he's doing a sneak mission. Bo-Katan's leading the main forces against.
So they're kind of retreating, retreating Bo-Katan, and those forces, the guy's like, I know a place we can hide. So they take off, they get outside that crater thing, and then they find like an underground cavern. But it's like it's self-sustaining.
Yeah.
But I think it was really funny how Mando had to use R5, and then he's like, and R5's like a scaredy cat. Ooh, you're getting all scared. It's so stupid.
And he goes by the ledge and looks. I'm like, why? Like, that's not even your job. Like, don't go over
But he gets all like scared of like.
Funny.
But he's unlocked. He's the one who unlocked all the laser fields and everything for him. He's like, oh, he did
and
a
got
good
the
job.
map.
It's like, he did a good job for me. He's like, yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
We see that Moff Gideon is like, I'll take care of the Mandalorian. He's mine, And you can tell when he's walking around, that suit's also robotic.
Yeah.
So it's made of pure Beskar because he probably saved the best stuff for himself. It has all the weapons and it's like mechanically makes him stronger.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a super deadly force now because he's not just some guy in a power suit, in a suit of armor. He's a guy in a suit of power armor. But they all start making their way back down to the planet and they're all just like coming in like Rocketeers. And the scene's so dope. Bo-Katan just pulls the Darksaber and she like points it as they're all flying. I'm like, okay, this is like the coolest thing ever. And all the New Order trooper guys start flying up, so we get a giant Rocketeer battle in the sky.
Right.
The armor is cracking skulls. She's just flying. She's went all pure melee.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. They're fighting. They're shooting people, getting shot down with rockets, and it's an epic battle. It looks pretty badass.
And then you got all the stormtrooper guys rising from the bottom. They're going on top. It was freaking.
It's cool. A cool look. It's a cool look. the main battle cruiser's getting blown up. I mean, the guy's doing his best to fend him off, but they have fighters and bombers.
Right.
So I'm like, oh god, is he gonna die? I'm like, oh no, I don't want him to die
Wolf,
because he's showing his like loyalty to Mandalore now. He's not just being this profiteer jerk.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually like gonna do something good. But we get that one-on-one between Moff Gideon. I like how the fact that Moff Gideon, they find like his clones. So he was making clones of himself, and he wanted to like give himself metachlorians.
Yeah.
So he'd be like a Force user and have his like evil intellect or whatever. So, but Din just flushes those guys, kills them all. But that's probably the program they use to make Snoke.
Right. And then also it's funny, he was in it for himself. It looked like he wanted to take over the Empire. Like he did not want Palpatine to come back or
Thrawn, no one.
No one.
He wanted to be the leader. And I just like the fact that he's like hiding behind the door. And Moff Gideon's like, oh, you destroyed my clones, whatever. And Mando doesn't even talk. He just turns the corner and starts shooting. He doesn't even even gonna entertain a conversation with this guy. But his armor's just stronger.
Yeah,
he's knocking him around. He's beating him up. Freaking red dudes show up. Those Imperial like guard dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But Grogu comes out and he's helping a little bit. They chase him down, so they separate him, and then so Din's fighting Moff, and then Grogu's fighting the 4 guards. And I'm like, oh no, he's trying to save his son because you can tell he's trying to run over there, but Gideon just keeps like boom, boom. He gets his suit destroyed, so Grogu has to like just run around. These little guys are gonna kill a little green kid.
I know. I thought
how cruel could that be?
Yeah, they're red.
They're gonna just stick him.
Yeah,
but he's jumping around doing the best he can just to avoid these guys. But during this whole fight, we can see in the background. Oh, the fight's happening right over there. The big fight. Bo-Katan sees that Din's down there, and she flies down there. And she kept. Why did you just run him through?
I know, just
like literally spin, like do the corkscrew spin, and just tear him up. But then it's like, Bo-Katan, is he gonna surrender, or are you gonna fight this time? Bo-Katan's like, hey, go get your kid. I'll take care of this guy. I'm like, oh, sweet, dope. So she's fighting him, but the Darksaber can't cut through his armor.
Right, because it's pure.
Yeah. So it's doing damage, but it can't just like lob his arm off. Like it can't do that.
And then he has his own power stick.
Yeah. So they have a pretty cool fight. Grogu's about to go down because he got pinned, but then Mando shows up, starts shooting those guys, and start fighting. And I like how Grogu's hiding in the background and like doing little force moves here and there. He trips a guy up, like moves his weapon away from him and stuff like that.
Freaking holds it there, so he's like the guard's like.
I love that. Like he's doing his little tricks. But yeah, they fight well together. And what's his face? The ship's crashing towards the planet. And he's like, hey, Bo-Katan, I'm coming in hot. I'm dumping the freaking carrier in on the base.
Yeah, we'll destroy it.
Get everyone out of there. I'm going to basically just drop it like a bomb. I'm like, oh, he's going to write it down Captain America style, just take it down. But he does blow out the window and he jumps out. So it's just going to just crash. Everyone starts to exit out of the thing. The only people down there are Moff, Gideon, Grogu, Bo-Katan. I'm like, oh no. I thought someone was going to die here.
I thought so too, yeah.
So battle's going on. They all start beating him down. He destroys the Darksaber. Because he's like, just give me the Darksaber and I'll give you a warrior's death. I'll F you. Starts fighting. He grabs her hand and like crushes it.
Yeah.
But crushes the Darksaber in her hand. So like shit sparks out and breaks. So there is no more Darksaber.
Yeah. And then again, he's thing like, oh, Mandalorians are not strong without their trinkets.
The little toys or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you boy.
Right.
But then Mando comes out and starts shooting him. He starts getting busted up. Grogu pushes away his weapon. So he's just getting hit. The ship crashes. Big giant fireball comes up. I like how, she puts up her little shield and tries to like protect Grogu, but you're gonna die. Like,
Yeah,
there's
they
no
all
way.
kind of huddle around Grogu and they're kind of like, we're done.
But then you see a big force bubble and he was protecting him from the flames. But you literally see Moff Gideon go, right. he gets scorpion fatality. Like he's surprised he didn't become bones. But the all the fire ends and then Grogu goes, "Ooh, I take a nap," and kind of sits down.
He sits down, yeah.
But so they won back Mandalore.
Yeah, they officially kicked out the Empire out of it.
We cut to the baptismal waters and Pos Faz, his son, is taking the order. Put the water on him. Oh, you're Mandalorian does the creed. Then Mando brings Grogu. Who's like, he's no longer a foundling. He's like upgraded to apprentice. So here, I want you to baptize him. He can't speak, so he can't take the oath. I was like, well, if his parents allow him to, he can do that. Well, you don't know who his parents are. They could be dead. You have no idea. It's like, well, I'll just adopt him. So it's like written in the book and like in the chain code that his name will be Din Grogu. So he's officially his like adopted son. So like he got adopted. That's super sweet.
And also an official Mandalorian. He's even though a Mandalorian apprentice, but he's still...
Yeah, he's part of like the tribe now.
Yeah.
Grogu looks down in the water and you hear him go kind of like make a little noise, and then the camera goes into the water and you see the mythosaur down there. So it's like Grogu like, oh, there's a dude down there.
Right.
By the way, there's a big old monster down there. But yeah, I'm like, oh, is this? There's no more? Like this is it? They beat the. But he's like, Armor's like, hey, you once you become an apprentice, you have to like go on your journeys.
Yeah.
So you got to leave Mandalore. He's like, yeah, I know, but I want to take my son with me now. I'm like, oh, super dope.
Yeah, so now they get to do missions together, which is very cool.
Then we get a really, really, really cool scene with you see the Armor walking out with the flame. Like, oh, they're gonna relight the forge. She hands it to Bo-Katan. She relights the forge and the Great Forge.
Like, Mandalore.
Yeah, for Mandalore, and they're cracking their armor.
That's so cool. So yeah, she did it. She officially did it.
But this goes back to where are the Mandalorians during the sequel trilogies.
The only excuse I can think of is if they're fighting the Empire on the other side and they can't really come.
And they have to defend the Outer Rim.
But they have to say that, though. They haven't said that.
No.
But when Princess Leia makes that call out and nobody answers...
They still have that weird static thing we couldn't hear.
No, freaking Bo-Katan just sitting in her chair with her leg up going, nah, boring. And she just turns it off.
That's it. Sure she does. But that's what it feels like.
Mando lands on that planet with the Republic officer guy. Oh, how you doing, Mando? Let me buy you a drink. He's like, I'm here on official business. Me and my boy here. I like how Grogu's just like, he walks. His walk, he's like this little shuffle thing. It's the most hilarious thing in the world.
He's trying to keep up so bad.
Like he's basically having to run to keep up with Mando's walking because he's so small. Just like he's probably using half force, half his legs to like keep up.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, and I love it because he's so tiny. But he's like, hey, I got a proposition for you. I know you guys can't defend the Outer Rim. I'm looking for work, and I'm going to be very selective with what I take on because now I'm going with my boy. And so if you have extra work and get rid of the Empire, you just pass it my way. I just ask for a small upfront fee and then you pay me the rest when the job's done. It's like, I don't know, Mando. That just sounds, I don't know if that's going to be official. I'm going to have to think about it. He's like, yeah, you already did. He's like, I know you already did.
Because you already came to me once already.
Yeah, and he's like, I know. So he's basically like, hey, as soon as you got the work, give it to me. He goes, but for my first job, I want that droid up there. And it's like one of the IG robot heads. So why the hell do you want that? He's like, I just need it. I'm like, oh, okay. Goes back to, what's that planet called? Navarro. And he's like, oh, Mando, here's the deed to that little strip of land for you.
Right outside of town.
There's an apartment. It's outside of town. It has water. It has farmland. It's a place where you can go in between your journeys. A little safe house for you and your family. He's like, dope. He's like, hey, I also brought you a little present. They rebuilt IG-11, but made him a marshal droid. Yep. So he's going to be the official marshal.
Which I love because he does both his programming. Because for one... Protect like the nurse droid, but also use his combat skill as a marshal. So it's perfect.
So he's like,
yeah. And also 24 hours a day marshal. Awesome.
Yeah. So now they have their marshal, they have their little protector, and then just at home. Reminds me of the ending where with Thanos just hanging out in his house.
Yeah, but a happy way. Yeah, but it just ends with
Mando's just sitting there. Grogu's playing with the frog, and then it does the whole Looney Tunes ending with the thing goes. That's all, folks, and that's how it ends.
Yeah,
I mean, it perfectly. I mean,
so it's So if there was never any more Mandalorian, it would upset me not to know why the F the Mandalorians aren't helping out in the sequel trilogy. Right. But if it ended here, I think I'd be fine with it.
Oh yeah, they did it right. I mean,
tons of action. It ends. I don't know. It just feels weird because it's only a half hour.
Yeah, I feel like they try to tie up as many loose ends as they possibly could. Which they did a good job, but it just feels kind of like, well, okay.
That's it?
That's it, yeah.
It's over. This season 3 was very bumpy. That stupid episode where they're playing detective and Din Djarin was being a robo-racist, and that was just stupid.
That's where I feel like some people could have criticism of we could have got rid of that episode and added more cool stuff in this final episode.
Professor Layton and his boyfriend girlfriend betrayal episode. Didn't need that. That was stupid.
Right, and also it's kind of funny because they kind of like hand washed that away with the episode where they're like, "Oh yeah, we did that so that he didn't get the research, but we could have just had a smaller section of that."
Yeah.
They could have went and just got it.
Yeah.
And just erased it. Why did you have to F this dude's life up?
Yeah, I know. It was really weird.
Yeah, and then the episode with Lizzo and all them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah.
where they're playing detective.
Yeah.
Oh, let's find all the clues. It was stupid.
There was no reason for it.
It was a dumb episode.
Also kind of weird. I know, it's not one of my biggest gripes, but like we didn't see a lot of Din Djarin like saying like goodbye to Mandalore. Like it was kind of more like he's just gone. Like he's just doing his thing.
Shouldn't there have been a scene with him and Bo-Katan at the end?
Him and Bo-Katan.
I wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Thanks for all your help.
Thanks for your help. You showed me the back to the way what Mandalore stood for, and then he'd be like, you found that path on your own. I was just there to help you. And they watched, and then they saw the forges, and then she kind of shows him around because he's the only never knew Mandalore, and she's like, we're gonna rebuild all this stuff. Keep in contact if you need any backup.
Yeah, you're
you
always welcome
contact
on
us here. You're gonna be you're part of my song.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's ever going to change that. So if you ever need us in any way or need me personally, I'll be there for you. Wouldn't it be nice to have a scene like that?
Yeah, it was kind of rushed.
Because people want them to be together, and I think they just wanted to like squash that.
Yeah, kind of probably. That, and again, like I said, it was just very abrupt from that because all you see is at the
forge,
and that's it. And
yeah.
Boom.
I would like Bo-Katan to be like, oh, okay, the armor is my official trainer person for like basically her job, but now it's planet wide instead of cave wide.
Right, exactly.
Cave wide.
Yeah, that's all she did was take care of like 10 people. But overall, I liked this episode. I like the Mandalorian, what it represents overall. This season was definitely
the roughest.
Definitely the roughest. A lot of low spots, but a lot of high spots. But again, we're running into the sequel trilogy, and there's not enough time to make cool things happen. Because how many years away are from
it's got to be
Force Awakens?
Maybe a year, 2? Maybe?
I would say at max maybe 5.
Because Luke was still kind of young. Like he hasn't built his temple and he's not big, long bearded Luke. So how long is it from? Is it 10, 20 years?
Maybe.
Wow.
But again, he's an old man. Luke looked pretty young.
Yeah, I know that.
Boba Fett.
Wow.
That's true.
So,
I forgot about
so
that.
what? It can't be just. It has to be more than 10. Because how does he go from looking like that to being a grizzled old bastard who drinks titty milk from Kevin Smith's cameo?
I know.
When does that? So it has to at least be 10, 15 years.
It could be. Yeah.
I want teenage Grogu talking. Give him a voice
and doing like more. I love the flips. I love the Force.
Combat.
Give him a blast. Give him a blaster. He needs to start shooting people.
He needs a trusty blaster at his side.
Mm-hmm.
And like of course he can do dagger stuff like that little Vorpal dagger thing they have. But I need to see. That's okay. So next season, what do we want next season? I want a time skip. I want Grogu older or old enough to be like a teenager, whatever that equals.
5 to 6 years. Probably.
Yeah.
Right, and I want him to actually start doing like shooting, doing stuff. I want that.
Yeah, now it's time. It's more than enough time for that to change. You can't just be,
doing word flips.
Yeah.
I want more stuff with Mandalore. I want to see that get built up. Maybe a little bit of, like I said, Bo-Katan. I wouldn't mind seeing the armor again. Like actually showing their society grow would be great.
I think it was really cute when the armor's like, well, now you have to go on your journeys and teach him, like how your teacher did for you. Was she talking about herself?
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of a cool flashback to see who actually trained Din. Like his...
Because that they brought him back into the fold. Of course, like you meet the armor and everything, and then she makes your helmet and stuff. But the way she said it, it was a little sad when she said it. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, now you have to do for him what I did for you. Like, right. The legend continues. But I just... I want to see Paz Vaz's son older, him being like a badass, taking up his dad's old gun and everything. I want to see stuff like that.
I think it'd be very fun if they did do the kind of time skip to where maybe Ragnar and Grogu go on missions.
Yeah, they should be like dope like buddies.
Yeah, buddies, because they kind of got the Creed at the same time, and
because I want Grogu small enough to ride him like he's like his Rancor and he rides him around. Because I want him to be a big kid. I want to be like his dad, like a big dude.
Because I would love that kind of have that cool sibling rivalry and be like, oh, is that your Din? And then my dad. So it'd be kind of cool. I think that would be awesome. That would be something else I would want to see. More stuff, I guess, with the Empire too. Like to see what everyone's doing. I want to see Thrawn. That'd be cool too.
So but with this whole, there's only so many stories to tell until Force Awakens, and unless you want to be like, oh, they were stuck on the Outer Rim and they were cut off from everyone and they couldn't help.
Right.
Like there's something happened where once you get to the Outer Rim, like signals and space travel doesn't work, or something happens where they're just stuck there. But I don't know.
Right. Or they're in the middle of a big battle themselves and they hear it and they're like, oh crap, we can't really send anyone.
Yeah, because everything, we're stuck fighting whatever this is.
Whatever that.
But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. Now there's a bunch of other Star Wars projects and I'm not really excited for anything except for Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, I'm not excited.
See, Acolyte, I don't know what that is. Skeleton Crew, I don't know what that is. Andor Season 2, I don't care.
The new movies that they're thinking of.
The Rey movie, don't care.
Don't care. The history of the Jedi, like from the past.
Oh, the first Jedi ever, don't care.
Don't care. The Mandalorian one, or the one that's supposed to be like wrapping up all the TV series. Okay, that would be interesting.
Yeah, if they did that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Where like all the things play into each other.
Yeah, because that's the one that Dave Filoni's supposed to be like directing.
Dave Filoni was in this episode.
Yeah, he was in the background.
You see his hat? He's wearing like his cowboy hat. He always wears that stupid cowboy hat. But he was in the background of the bar. So dumb. He should have had a speaking role. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, overall, not as excited as I was at the end of season 2. Like, oh man, I want more of this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more like mellow.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's not super exciting either.
Yeah, we're getting to that point where we need to have some finality.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, did they all die? Because more time skip, the armor is dead. Because how old's their armor? Like, we don't even know.
Oh, that'd be kind of sad.
She'd be like 600 years old for all we know.
That'd be really sad if she was like passed and they just have her helmet there.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Like her little hammer thing like crossed on there. Put it on, but this thing cracks so many skulls.
You know what? That episode would be cool if the armorer trains new armorers.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
That'd be badass.
Yep.
I like her coat, like because it's fair. It reminds me of an Iron Lord.
Yeah,
that's why I love
Destiny,
it.
yeah,
it's just like she could be like right there next to Saladin. Like they just look like they'd make a good match. But yeah, there's a million ways this can go. But we all know how it has to end.
Right.
It ends with the Force Awakens, and then them not being a part of the series anymore.
Yep.
For some reason. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.